Now it's time for my favorite part. Baby, it's time to sew. And Mama Jade is ready to go. Well, here comes the doctor. Ow! Time to go to work. This is my favorite part because my name is Rebecca and I love to sew. Honey, this is it. When it's time to get on this machine and listen to it rumble. Correction, Mama Jade said she does not rumble. Jade, Mama Jade, okay? She says that she sings. She says she purrs like a little kitty cat. Now y'all watch Mama Jade make me the buttonholes of my dreams. Oh, Mama, go. Oh my, she purrs like a little kitty. Hey friends, or should I say fans, today I'm going to be taking these plaid pants, which you can see I've already started to cut on, and I'm going to upcycle them into something worthy of my hometown. Touchdown, Kansas City Chiefs! I have been pulling all of my red fibers, red and yellow. This is just a couple red ones I have on the table. This is a plaid pair of pants. Nice medium weight stretch. It's got some lycra and spandex in it. I'm going to put these two fibers together to make a Chief inspired shirt. I may bring in a thrifted t-shirt and cut this out, maybe the arrowhead, and put this on the shirt some kind of way. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. I have my, what is this, collar and collar stand. Well, collar and collar stand piece cut out. I've got my front and back cut out. I'm going to be using a vintage pattern that you guys have seen me use before. I'm going to be doing some modifications on this. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so excited I can't hardly speak. I'm giving you a side view right now because I started working and realized I should record this because this could be monumental. The Chief stats have been awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out the front band out of this other pant leg here because I want the solid red to have a bit of contrast just to kind of break it up. And I really do like this plaid. It has yellow, black, and white in it, and yellow and white are complementary colors to the Chiefs red uniform. So yeah, I'm just opening this up on the inner seam and the side seam. Since they did not match the plaids, I need to separate the two, and I have a nice amount to work with. Okay, so this does require some thought with regard to pattern placement. For example, I'm looking at the line that is going to be the center front and determining which part of this plaid do I want in the center front. So I'm also thinking about making sure that my lines come out straight for this pleat piece. So I just kind of wanted to point out that this is just, something that I'm keeping in mind before I make my cuts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and remove my pins because I need 2 pieces of this front band. It says cut 2 and I only cut 1. And now I'm just going to fold this in half. And yes, that lets me know that that's how the front band is going to look. And I want to make sure that my second piece is exactly the same. So I'm going to put right sides together and match the plaids so that I get the exact same band on the opposite side. Y'all feel me? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my sleeves out. I got to cutting and didn't even verify first if I had enough of this plaid to do what I wanted to do, which is to make the bottom of the sleeve plaid and leave the upper sleeve in this solid red. Thinking about what kind of detailing I'm going to do on this sleeve, if any. And I thought it might be cute to put this arrowhead on the sleeve like this, pointing down. Yes, this is my front, so it'll be toward the front. I kind of like that. All right, now it's time to get into cutting this t-shirt, and I'm just gonna do a fussy cut. This isn't like gonna be really neat. I'm just trying to get it out of here, and I'll do a more detailed cut later, but for now I'm just wanting to cut around this just to get it removed from the t-shirt. So I'm trying to determine if I want to use this and the arrowhead or just the arrowhead. It kind of depends. Let's bring in the sleeve. So I want the casey going this way toward the front. I'll put it somewhat in that area. Yeah, I think I would take this off and use this somewhere else. I don't think I want both of those on like this. I may put the word Chiefs back in here in a different fashion, but for now I want to take that off. Okay, what you doing? I just clipped the curves here of my collar. Okay, now I am grading this seam. This is all done to reduce bulk. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but I did reinforce my corners here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this now. Get my thumb in there, use my finger, flip it. And then I use these knitting needles. This is a 9mm size 13 knitting needle. I love to use these plastic ones to help point my corners when I turn, like for pockets and collars and things. It points them out without poking through. So this is a really good way of upcycling these, using them for that purpose. And then we're going to press this. Okay, forgive me. I know I'm giving you guys some crazy angles today, but I'm at the ironing board. I'm going to go ahead and start pressing this collar out from the inside. It's usually where I start. Pulling that out as I go. Getting up in both corners as far as I can. Then I turn it out. And I want a second row of top stitching along the edge. Oh, looks like I might have a pucker there. I don't think I can press that out. I hope I can. One more before I turn. Needle down, needle up, turn, and continue. Okay. There's the collar. See that? That wouldn't have happened if I would have top stitched on the side with the interfacing, but this side isn't interfaced, and so the fabric moved, and so I got that little divot right there. But see how I'm pulling, I can press that out. Whoop, it pretty much came out just then. Okay, so I started out with a little bit of this machine embroidery adhesive spray to adhere my patch to the sleeve. It's on there nice enough. I mean, I could easily peel it up and lay it back down if I needed to reposition, but it's going to hold it in place while I do a zigzag stitch around the edge. I'm going to try to match this existing little zigzag stitch they have on the patch in a gray. So I just did a test on my sewing machine, and I think I'm going to go with this decorative stitch for applying my patch. Okay, not too shabby for this being the first time that I use this particular decorative stitch. Catching the rhythm for it was a little tricky. I had never used it before and wasn't familiar with it, but I look forward to using it again on future projects now that I'm a little accustomed to it. So yeah, I just wanted to try and do something that was similar to what's already here without creating something to look too different. So I think in that regard, this was a success. And here's what it looks like on the back. I think they call this chicken feet or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so to open these up, I just come in kind of like toward the center of the buttonhole and fold it, making sure I have my edge here nice and straight on both sides, looking on both sides of the buttonhole, making sure I'm kind of closer to the center. Once everything is lined up, I take my nips and I barely cut into it, just enough to where I know I cut into the fabric. And then I come in that little hole and I clip almost to the threads, but not all the way up to the threads. So in order for the button to fit, what I usually do is make my buttonhole ever so slightly larger so that I do not have to cut all the way up to the threads. I cut right before the threads. Now I've seen a lot of people use fray check on both of these edges before they do the cutting, which I think is another good idea. I just have never really had to do that. I've never had to worry about my buttonholes coming undone. But really quick, here at the top, a lot of times the collar stand is not long enough to accommodate your larger buttons. So rather than making the buttonhole go vertical, I make it go horizontal, just on the collar stand, and then the rest of them are vertical. Another thing I like to do after I open up my buttonholes is to just press this placket nice and flat, just so that my buttonholes aren't kind of like wonky, you know what I'm saying? This makes them nice and crisp. So this is kind of how this would come together, like this. And I would, of course, taper my sleeve at the cuff, but I think that's not too shabby. Oh my goodness, you guys, this turned out so cute. This is absolutely beautiful. So you remember those pants that was out of this plaid? They were, in my opinion, rather unattractive, but this made a glorious enhancement on this shirt. Now, the base of it actually was a tablecloth. So this is a completely thrifted item. You can see I did some detailing here on the sleeves, just to create a unique vibe, and harvesting that arrowhead off of an old t-shirt that I thrifted turned out to be a great enhancement. Oh my gosh, I love everything about this. The back yoke, as you can see, is also done in this plaid. We have something here called Red Fridays, where most businesses allow you to wear your sports Chiefs attire on Friday before a game. So this I'm calling the Red Friday special.